A Toy Creator Toy Business Guide. Chapter 1. Toy Business / Hobby Business / Novelty Products Business. Novelty Products Info. If something makes people smile, that's the first ingredient of a successful product. People want to be entertained. They will pay a few bucks for something that they can have fun with for a few minutes and feel good about, tapping into the current pop culture with things like the hula hoop, slinky, silly putty, handheld video games, mood ring, pet rock, spinning lollipop, etc. There was a guy on TV who said he was spending all his time inventing products for practical use and industry. Then only he invented this little novelty thing, which is a battery-powered set of lights, each on a string at the end of a small rod that you hold that spins when you turn it on, so it looks cool at night. This made him more money than anything else he ever invented. You don't even have to create a product. Do your research about new products you see through various mediums in Asia, Africa, and Europe. If you see something you like, contact the company and ask them to give you a shot at exclusive distribution in America, then set about getting publicity and marketing it. You can start by trying to sell the rights to a major toy company or get a distributorship deal with a major department store chain. If it's got a catchy sounding name, get it trademarked. Go around to gift shops and newsstands asking them if they want to buy a few or carry it on a contingency basis. Try to get it in the new products or toy section of your local newspaper and magazines. Try to get TV news to do a segment on the novelty, local or national. One guy hangs around schools, giving his novelty out to students and having a cameraman on hand to record a bunch of them wearing it or using it. Media needs filler time. Make a video and send it to them as a press release. Contact news magazines about doing an article on your novelty product. If it's a character or person, you might be able to get a cartoon or a comic book made out of it. See if the big fast food restaurants can use the novelty in a promotion, like buy a hamburger and Coke and you get the novelty for 99 cents or free. Breakfast cereals often have promotions with novelties. Maybe it can be used as a promotion for a TV show or movie. There are fun novelties, food novelties, fashion novelties, etc. You need a cute, catchy name and great creative packaging so people can feel surprised and fun for a minute like they did when they were kids. Tell your message in your name like laser tag or pet rock. You have to arouse curiosity. If you want to play it safe, get your product patented and the name trademarked, even if it's as simple as a frisbee. If you don't do it and it catches on, the market will be flooded by competition and there's nothing you can do about it. Many people create things then sell them locally, never stopping to think it might be a hit worldwide. If you ever come across something you like, talk to the person or company producing it. If they're not distributing nationally, ask for a crack at exclusive rights to sell nationwide for a few months, which means you do all the marketing work, and if the product takes off, you both get rich. Focus on selling the idea. Don't bother much with anything else. Don't waste time creating a detailed company, just go on the road and start promoting. You've got nothing to lose but your dignity, but that's the game. You have to be a P.T. Barnum-like pitchman for your product. Go to small stores and peddle. Sooner or later, someone from the big stores might see your novelty and call you about buying 100,000 of them to start. The guy that sold yo-yos went around to schools giving them away such that everybody would see a few kids using them then want one. He even held contests where kids could compete to be yo-yo champs by doing tricks. Go to popular events covered by the press and give your novelty away. If Kellogg's wants to use your novelty and offers you only a few cents over cost, take it because it will be free advertising for the novelty sold in stores. You can either sell your novelty to the big companies at the beginning for a modest amount of money or stick it out, market it yourself and possibly make millions. There's no easy answer to this question. Think it through. If you need a manufacturer, look in the Thomas Register, thomasregister.com, at the library and find some as close to home as possible to keep it as simple as possible. Make the price affordable but not too cheap. Go to retail outlets near the big media offices in your area, get them to carry your novelty, and sooner or later some journalist might see it and do a story on it if it's interesting. Go to trade shows. Distributors are looking to buy neat things there. No matter how much you try to protect your novelty, there will be knockoffs. Try to sell as much product as you can before the knockoffs come onto the scene, then deal with them legally in a mild way, because by then you will have lost. They can tie up the courts and disappear, leaving you with expensive legal bills and nothing else to show for it. Keep the directions simple, no assembly required, batteries included. In the end, never forget fun, even if just for a minute. People are so bored with life, they will spend a few bucks for a cheap thrill. Books about new products are at hashtag 658.575 or HF5415 at the library. Toy creator/game creator. Either create your own toys and sell them, or work in research and development for a toy company. Colleges of Art and Design offer some programs in art and design. Vocational schools might give you some technical expertise in CAD, computer-aided design. Toys are a huge business, especially in this age where access to the mass media has made kids savvy to the latest gimmicks. At Christmas time, many parents equate love with buying presents, so they spend billions on toys. There are a few classics that make money year after year, like Barbie, the Frisbee, Play-Doh, Mr. Potato Head, etc. But most toys are fads. You make your money quickly as the hype and novelty effect take hold, then kids get bored and want the next thing. This doesn't matter, as you could make a fortune with one toy in one season quickly, then come up with spin-offs for that toy. It's a tough competitive business, but with the promise of big money, what else would you expect? At one time, the big toy companies had their own R&D departments and didn't want to waste time on unknowns pitching a concept, but because of several hits by unknowns, they're more receptive to undiscovered geniuses, but they don't want a cold presentation. They want you to send them a letter with either a prototype or picture of the product, then they will decide whether to invite you in for a presentation or not. Presentations waste too much time and are too personal with the possibility of rejection, so they'd rather do it by mail first to see if you're good enough to get in the door, which is no guarantee of success. In general, there might be about 200 independent insiders in the world known to the major toy manufacturers who have carte blanche to come in with a new concept anytime because they're professionals, they know the business, they've got the marketing and promotional plan all down on paper, which is why manufacturers generally don't like to deal with amateurs, because many are naive and stupid. They think they've invented something that's already been around for 20 years, they might do a simple change of a concept already in existence that doesn't add much to it, and otherwise have no marketing plan for the product, since marketing is almost everything. Toy buyers don't like something too original because it's unproven, nor too similar to existing products, because then there's no novelty there. If you manage to get called in to do a presentation, they probably won't give you an answer right there unless they really like it. They will talk it over, then do a market analysis and test run. If all goes well, they will sign you to a licensing deal with an upfront payment and a royalty fee, start a nationwide distribution and possibly a world distribution. Some independent toy creators invent a few toys, make some money, then open their own companies made up of a few friends who get together and invent toys, which they either continue to pitch to toy companies as a team or set up operations to market and manufacture the toys themselves. These days, demographics are important. Girls are an emerging market for toys beyond dolls. A toy is not just a toy. It's a packaging masterpiece that looks really cool in the package at the store with a catchy name and a quick gimmicky slogan of what it does. Some toys have TV cartoon shows created to promote them, others have comics, books, movies, and vice versa. Pop culture creates many toys, like all the wrestling toys created out of the wrestling entertainment sport. It's a tough business, the rejection rate is high, but if you believe in yourself you have to keep plugging away, and if they don't give you a break, manufacture it yourself, then start approaching the major toy stores and retail giants like Walmart about distribution. Some people don't even invent their own gadgets. They go to Asian trade shows, find them there, sign a licensing deal with them, come back to the Americas and start nationwide distribution. Be ready to shell out several $1,000s to research your idea to see if someone else hasn't already done it. Get a patent, trademark, and/or copyright on it, then to develop the prototype and send out query letters to toy manufacturers. Think of Rubik's Cube, the Nerf ball, First Indoor Ball, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Pictionary, Trivial Pursuit, the Cabbage Patch Kids, Transformers, etc. The world can be your oyster with one well-placed gimmick toy at the right time. Nintendo is currently the major toy of the world, so there is an element of electronics in toys these days. Study product design, industrial design, and electronics in college. In all likelihood you will write your plan out, then either hire or go into partnership with a few technical types in your neck of the woods who will build the prototype for you in exchange for a percentage of future profits, unless you have the bucks to pay them several grand upfront. Always think marketing and spin-offs to expand your product, like Pictionary, which now has several versions, one for kids, teenagers, etc., or Trivial Pursuit, which constantly comes out with new questions, a history version, a science version, etc. Go to toy fairs to learn the toy industry and make contacts. Go to local toy stores and toy websites to learn the business. Many of the inventor agent companies who say they will help you find a producer for a fee are scams. If they like your product, they will help you develop it for free. There's no one area of the library that covers hobbies. Numbers #790-799 cover recreation, but you have to find the specific area or magazines related to your particular hobby. Number 367 covers social clubs. Look in the Encyclopedia of Associations for Hobby Group addresses or Ulrich's periodical directory for a magazine related to your hobby. Try news groups that start with rec, like RecCrafts or RecModels.Railroad. GaleGroup.com, 800-877 Gale publish the Hobbyist Sourcebook. Some other ones are America's Favorite Pastimes, a directory of hobbies. The Independent Learner's Sourcebook, resources and materials for selected topics. I list some hobby groups in my travel/recreation book. There are many trade toy, games, merchandise, hobby, and novelty shows out there, like the American International Toy Fair, 200 Fifth Avenue and 1007 Broadway, Javits Center, NYC 10007, 212-675-1141. Try number 659 at the library. Check the following websites: eventseeker.com, eventsource.com, expoguide.com, internet.com, isbcon.com, natsem.com, tradeshoweek.com, tscentral.com. Try #338.4768 or HD9993 at the library. Toy Biz websites: Astratoy.org, American Specialty Toys Retail Association. CareerCenter.craft10hobby.org, craft10hobby.org, Hobby Industry Association. DiscoverGames.com, en.wikipedia.org/wiki/underscore theory_of_fun_for_game_design. gdmag.com, loc.gov, info about copyrights. MakeItBeginGames.com, create board games, writing fiction. ModelRetailer.com, MyGameIdeas.com. NAMTA.org, International Art Materials Trade Association. PLAUthinks.com, ToyaNDGameInventors.com. Sloperama.com/advice/lesson20.html, board game design. Toybook.com. ToyFestWest.com, Western Toy and Hobby Representatives Association. Toyhound.com. Toy-ICTI.org, International Council of Toy Industries. Toy-TIA.org, Toy Industry Association Incorporated. Toy-TIA.org/industry/related-org/domestic.html. Toy-TIA.org/8f/index.html, American International Toy Fair. Toytips.com. USB2.gov, Patents and Trademark Office. WDIEC.org, Worldwide Do-It-Yourself Council, DIY Products. WomenInToys.com, Women in Toys, Annual Toy Fair. Yaquinto.com, Board Game Printing and Packaging. Edplay Magazine. Specialty Toy Retailer. Fady Williams. 171, Reed Street. POB 1080. Geneva, New York, 14456-8080. Fax, 315-781-6820. facwill@apx.net. Games Magazine. PSC Games Limited Partnership. 810 7th Avenue. NYC 10019. 212-246-4640. Geyer McAllister Publishing. 51 Madison Avenue. NYC 10010-1675. 212-689-4411. Playthings, Monthly. Mattel Toys. 333 Continental Boulevard. El Segundo, California 90245. 310-524-2000. Mattel.com. Playthings Magazine. Geyer McAllister Pubs. 51 Madison Avenue. NYC 10010. 212-689-4411. Toy and Hobby World Monthly. International Thompson Retail Press. 345 Park Avenue. NYC 10010. 212-741-7210. Toy Book Monthly. Adventure Pub. Group. 264 West 40th Street. NYC 10018. 212-575-4510. Toy Manufacturers of America. 1115 Broadway. Number 400. NYC 10010. 212-675-1141. Toy-tma.com. Toys and Woodwork Business. Make and sell toy cars, wagons, wooden puzzle and hobby horses, retail them at flea markets, fairs, through national ads, direct from your shop or yard and / or wholesale them to stores or catalog sales companies. Wooden toys have a special appeal that most other types of toys do not: nostalgia and parent confidence. Parents remember the wooden toys they had as children lasted a long time and that they were safe. Wooden toys like hobby horses or stick horses are so old, they're new again. For the past few years, wooden items have become more and more scarce as they have been replaced by plastic and wood-filled plastics that can be molded. Many items are advertised these days as genuine wood to inform the buyer they are nor plastic or laminated sawdust and infer that they are therefore worth more. The overall result is that an item made of wood is now considered more valuable than the substitutes that just a few years ago were considered an improvement over wood. In the wooden toy business, you have the option of making variety of things or specializing in one item or series of items. You also have the luxury of being able to use what other industries would call scraps because not many of your toys will require 8, 6, or even 4-foot pieces of wood. This means that you can use materials that others can't and that if you can locate a good source, your materials should be half or less of the going rate. As a result, you will be able to offer finished toys of good quality wood at excellent prices and still make a very nice profit. This type of business will appeal to the wood enthusiast or anyone who enjoys shop work. The variety of possible toy products is endless, limited only by the toy maker's imagination and facilities. The only secret to this business is to have a plan for getting your materials at a good price, a procedure to fabricate and finish the toys efficiently and professionally, and effective means of letting the right prospective customers know where they can be found and how much they cost. Most wooden toy makers limit their output to models they can build with tools and equipment on hand. They set up a procedure, as close to assembly line as possible to allow high-quality items to be produced efficiently: jigs for cutting, clamps for gluing, patterns for drilling, stencils for painting with designated areas for operations like sanding or painting that require them to be separated. Although the finished items are all made by hand, there is no need to completely finish one item before starting on the next. It is much smarter to cut out 24 horse heads at once, to sand them all while the area is set up for that operation and to give them all their first coat of paint at the same time. The items are still handmade, only a lot more efficiently. The bottom line is that quality is just as high, perhaps even higher as you perfect each step, but the price is lower because you can produce them cheaper. One inexpensive way to advertise is to rent a display window in a store, even a vacant store. See the real estate agent about renting just the window until the store is leased. Set up a nice looking display of your products, several models, a variety of items, or your pride and joy, in an attractive display, one that is calculated to interest children as a toy, as well as the parents as a good investment. Eye level for a child is 3 to 4 feet south. Place items you want to see at their level. Put price tags on the items. Or a placard, about 8x10, in or near the items, along with a couple of lines about their quality and of course, where they can be purchased. If you are willing to make alterations, indicate that custom items are available, but leave the price open until you find out what they have in mind. In the beginning, you will probably want to try several different products and procedures. You need to learn which things you can make best and which ones will sell best. Once you have settled on a line of products, if you do, it would be wise to gear your assembly line to those products. Use a piece of tin or masonite for a cutout pattern, holes in it to mark places to drill. Work out a production schedule for steps that take time, such as glue setting and paint drying, where you take an item from the clamps, sand it lightly, lay it out for the painting phase and immediately place another item, or sets of items, the available glue clamps. If you glue, setting time is 1 hour, temperature regulation may speed the step, and you have 5 sets of glue clamps, you can set aside 5 or 10 minutes per hour for this phase to produce 5 items per hour or 40 per day. The last set is left overnight to be changed first thing in the morning. As you progress in your wooden toy business, you will discover more and more shortcuts that produce the same quality, or even better, at a lower cost. You will also learn of other items that are in demand and will make more decisions on whether to expand or add new products. Wooden toys can be sold retail through ads, displays, and by using a little extra imagination. Wholesaling brings in less revenue per item but eliminates much of the cost of advertising and time needed for dealing with potential buyers of 1 or 2 items at a time. You may be able to make much more turning out toys than selling them. Here are 3 proven methods for wholesaling are: 1. Store sales. Take samples and price lists to retail stores in your area and ask them to order. A variation is to mail out price lists and brochures to stores that carry similar merchandise. In this case, write a cover letter of 1 to 2 pages on good quality letterhead paper. Describe your products briefly, stress their quality, and their availability. Include a price list and an order form. For stores in your area, follow up this first contact with a personal visit, phone call, or another letter 2 weeks later. 2. Catalog sales. List your products with an existing catalog sales firm. Printing your own is expensive and should be tried only when you are experienced. The procedure is similar to mail sales to stores, above, but you also need to include your charges for packaging and shipping of a single item because the mail catalog store can either buy your products outright or have you drop ship them as orders come in. 3. Fair sales. Arrange for a booth at trade shows, large flea markets and community fairs. Take a good selection of your merchandise, business cards, brochures, and order forms and set up an attractive display. Although the objective will vary with the type of activity, the general idea is to retail, make contacts, gain recognition and to take wholesale orders. One source for fresh ideas would be subscribing to a couple of good trade magazines. One of the more obvious potential problem area to watch out for is overstocking items that don't sell. The cause of this problem is invariably personal taste, although poor sales techniques and/or shoddy work can also be contributors. Just remember that before you invest too heavily in any one product, do as the professionals do, test market it. Try number 684 and number 694 at the library. Craftsreport.com. napco.com, Toy Directory. toydirectory.com. Popular Woodworker. 1300 Galaxy Way. Concord, California, 94520. 415/671-9852. Publication for all types of woodworkers. Carving, cabinet making, crafts for advanced hobbyists, etc. Back to Guide Toys. 4315 Walney Road. Chantilly, Virginia, 22021. 800-356-5360. Brandine Woodcraft Company. JMC Sales and Marketing. 908 Douglas Street. Joliet, Illinois, 60435. 800-487-1666. Damhorse Toys Ltd. 3A Danuser Drive. Herman, Missouri, 65041. 800-458-3960. Damhorsetoys.com. Gordy's. Pog 201. Sharon Center, Ohio, 44274. 330-239-1657. Mountain Craft Shop. American Ridge RD. New Martinsville, West Virginia, 26155. 304-455-3570. Whippoorwill Crafts. 1 Faneuil Hall Marketplace. Boston, Massachusetts, 02109. 800-497-5937. Wisconsin Wagon Company. 507 Laurel Avenue. Janesville, Wisconsin, 53545. 608-754-002-0026. WisconsinWagon.com. Major toy websites. Try hashtag 790.133, hashtag 793.00-22, number 794 or GV1205 to GV1218.5 at the library. d-net.com/PLAUthings, Toy Trade Magazine. Mechaworks.com. napco.com, Toy Directory. parentsplace.com/shopping. shopping.yahoo.com/toys_games_and_hobbies/games. strongmuseum.org/nthov, Toy Hall of Fame. toydirectory.com. Toys. Dead website. toysandgamesmag.com. toyshopmag.com. toy-testing.org, Canadian Toy Testing Council. toytia.org, Toy Fair. toytips.com. Consumer Product Safety Commission. 800-638-2772. cpsc.gov. Check on the safety of toys. U.S. Toy Library Association. 1213 Wilmette Avenue. Number 201. Wilmette, Illinois, 60091. 847-920-9030. Toy Lending Centers for Special Needs Kids. Toy Manufacturers of America. 1115 Broadway. Number 400. NYC 10010. 212-675-1141. toy-tma.com. Edplay Magazine. Specialty Toy Retailer. Fady Williams. 171 Reed Street. POG 1080. Geneva, New York, 14456-8080. Fax, 315-781-6820. facwill@apx.net. Games Magazine. PSC Games Limited Partnership. 810 7th Avenue. NYC 10019. 212-246-4640. Playthings Magazine. Geyer McAllister Pubs. 51, Madison Avenue, NYC 10010. 212-689-4411. Toy and Hobby World Monthly. International Thompson Retail Press. 345, Park Avenue, NYC 10010. 212-741-7210. The Toy Book Monthly. Adventure Pub. Group. 264 West 40th Street, NYC 10018. 212-575-4510. Toy websites. acekids.com, games. adkinsstore.com. adventuretoys.co.uk. advertisingalliance.com. algilbert.org/design/kidsinvent.html. allgames.com. allprosoftware.com/bgames. amazon.com. amazon.com/toys. americanpuzzles.com. ancienttitles.com. arcade-equipment.com. arcadium.com. ariougame.com, 800-471-0641. astratoe.org. axtel.com. babyprosports.com. backtobasicstoys.com, 800-356-5360. barbie.com, 800-524-8697. beatoeast.com. bingozone.com. binkley-toys.com. birthdayexpress.com. bkgm.com. boardgames.com. bottomdollar.com. bouncies.com, manufacturers and exporters of bouncy castles, moonwalks, and fun costumes. boxdown.com, cardboard playhouses. brainplay.com. briotoeast.com. cabinfever.org. carnivalbiz.com, carnival stuff. cdmag.com/chips.html. chazpro.com. cheapass.com. chess.oninet.net. chicousa.com. childswork.com, 800-962-1141, toys for mental health. clowncostumes.com. clownsupply.com. cm.cf.ac.uk/game/index.html. connectforkids.org. constplay.com, 800-832-0572. coyote.csusm.edu/cwis/winworld/games.html. crayola.com, crayons. creativetoymaker.com. cribbage.org. cs.man.ac.uk/card-games. ctcs.org, Canadian Toy Collectors. dftoys.com, disabled children. discoverytoysinc.com. disney.com. disneyinteractive.com. donet.com. drtoy.com. doob.com. effnbdolls.com, dollmaker. ertletoys.com, toys. etoeast.com. eurogamesnewyork.com. eurotoyshop.com. eutech.com/gijoe. faoschwartz.com. faoschwartz.com, 800-426-8697. 50scollectibles.com. fisher-price.com. flyingbuffalo.com. folktoy.com. fussball.com. freckles1.com. funagain.com, German games. funhousetoy.com. fun-shop.com. fwpie.com. game.com. gamekeeper.com. gamepro.com. gamesdomain.com. gamestop.com. girltech.com. grandillusions.com. gremlins.com/kitbuilders. happypuppy.com. hasbro.com. hthsong.com, 800-325-2502. Heat.net, HobbyExpress.com, HoltOutlet.com, Humor.com, ICUmbui.com, Imaginarium.com, ImagineToys.com, 888-777-1493, InnocentFun.com, Adult Games, InteractiveToy.com, 866-214-2220, Irwin-Toy.com, ja.oeast.com, JigsawJungle.com, JigsawPuzzle.com, KaplanCo.com, 800-533-2166, KBKids.com, KLutz.com, KNext.com, KYPHensales.com, LeapsandBoundsCatalog.com, 800-477-2189, Lego.com, LegoMindstorms.com, 800-233-8756, LilliputMotorCompany.com, LittleTykes.com, Lowbuys.com, MadisonAvenueGames.com, ManlyToyQuest.com, MatchboxToys.com, Mattel.com, 800-524-8697, MattelInteractive.com, 800-338-3844, MattelStore.com, Megatech.com, R/C models, MidwayGames.com, arcade-type games, Misty.com/LaughWeb, MobileAtion.com, ModelRetailer.com, Monopoly.com, NaturalPlay.com, NaturalToys.com, nacc.org/giftshop/americarty/puzzles.htm, Nintendo.com, NoodleKeyDoodle.com, NovaNatural.com, OurWorld.compuserve.com/homepages/jmacleod/cards.htm, PaperAirplanes.co.uk, Pinball.wms.com, Pinmall.com, Pinball, PitStopRacing.com, PlayFairToys.com, 800-824-7255, Playscapes.com, Playzite.com, PuzzleDepot.com, PuzzleMaps.com, RainyLakePuzzles.com, RedRockyT.com, RedRockyTS.com, RedWagons.com, RocketCash.com, RoyalBell.com, RPG.net, role-playing games, Rumpus.com, Russberry.com, toys, novelties, SensationalKids.com, 800-444-2147, SmarterKids.com, Snowdomes.com, Spinmaster.com, Toys Canada, Stave.com, puzzles, Stickersandstuff.com, Estioradoidepotincture.com, Swing-and-slide.com, home playground equipment, Tamagotchi.com, digital pet, TheCase.com, mystery game, TheEarth.net, TheChitoiGuy.com, TheOyoStore.com, ThornazTheTankEngine.com, ThunderBeam.com, games, ToadHallToys.com, ToddSmith.com, Tolstoys.com, Russian toys, TootsieToy.com, Total.net/Mike022/index.htm, jigsaw puzzles, TotallyThomas.com, 830 Thomas, Totsinmind.com, 800-626-0339, ToyBuilders.com, customized toys like dolls, ToyCarsMag.com, ToyHound.com, ToyNuts.com, ToySmart.com, ToysAndTrains.com, ToySoldierReview.com, ToysRUs.com, Toys2Gro1.com, 800-542-8338, ToyStore.com, ToyTime.com, ToyYard.com, TY.com, Beanie Babies, USChess.org, ustoico.com, walmart.com, webwaves.com/game/card, wishbook.com, wizards.com, wondertoy.com, woodentoyplans.com, wrebbit.com, 3D puzzles, wecoprops.com, yoyostour.com, zanybrainy.com.